I worked for jobs in the early 90s, not a nice guy. Now here's what he believed in. There are three things you must get done each day. That's called the signal. Everything that stops you from getting your three things done is called the noise. I know what signal, and I don't waste my time on noise. Sure, people call me the mean shark. I don't care. I'm wildly successful in what I try and do.
I know you work for Steve Jobs, and I want to go over that mindset, the signal to noise ratio that we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Can you give a little background about that?
Yeah, this is something I've talked about a little bit lately. I worked for jobs in the early 90s, not a nice guy. Not a nice guy. A real asshole. However, wildly successful. Why? What was he doing? And so I was providing all of his educational software for the 110,000 school buildings in America, Rita, Rapid, Carmen, San Diego, Oregon Trail, all these titles. So we go and see him every quarter to do the upgrades, and he was such a difficult guy to get along with. And I'd say that, one day I had a product manager that wanted a $12 million research project on Oregon Trail to ask the teachers which direction they should take the next upgrade. Jobs looked at her and said, "He just abused her," and she started crying. That's basically what happened. I said, "Steve, what is it with you?" He said, Kevin, they don't know what they want until I tell them what they want. And I said, "Steve, you sound like such an asshole. I mean, how do you know?" He said, "Well, are we making money? Am I your fastest growing client, your biggest OEM? Am I wildly profitable for you?" I said, "That's true, Steve. So shut up and do your work, O'Leary." Okay. And he was right. Now here's what he believed in. There are three things you must get done each day. Not next week, not next month, not a vision for the business. Three things in 18 hours. Everybody has three things. Everybody has three things. That's called the signal in his world. That's the signal. Everything that stops you from getting your three things done is called the noise. And your job is to distinguish what is signal and what is noise. If you're able to do that and you get those three things done every day, you're going to be wildly successful. And the ratio he believed that would provide the success is 70% on signal, 30% on noise. Now, the problem with this, when you meet an asshole like Steve Jobs, the reason he is that way is he's locked on the signal. He doesn't waste any time on anything else. So if you walk in the room and say, "I want to do market research," he just doesn't care and blows it off saying, "I can't even debate that with you. It is not on signal." The only other, and look how wildly successful Jobs was. That's how he did it. The only other guy that I've had a brief interaction with, and my son worked for him for 5 years, is Elon Musk. He's 100% signal, zero noise. It makes him very awkward socially. I've been in a conversation with him and a group of people at Mark Burnett's house. He just walked away. He realized he was getting no value whatsoever from the conversation. It was not on signal. Look at what this guy's achieving. He's halfway through his career, maybe a third of the way through. That gives you an idea about how much this works. Try and think about that and try and catalog what are the three things I got to do today. And don't let anything stop you. Now, remember, it's going to piss your wife off. She's got to be part of the noise because you got to spend time with your family. But I'm getting really good at balancing this. I'm getting really more efficient. I know what signal, and I don't waste my time on noise. Sure, people call me the mean shark. I don't care. I'm wildly successful in what I try and do. And that's why you're going to get people to follow you. They respect you. They don't have to like you. They have to believe you're going to be successful. That's why they're with you in the first place. It's a different way of thinking it. There's no kumbaya in my world. Only with my family. Business is business. You get it?
Love it.